Okay, now let's start our CRUD operations on period. So before to perform our CRUD operations to period, so we need to pull the jQuery UI. So we will pull the first the jQuery UI and we will add the script and the CSS file to in our script and header file. And after that we will uh, allocate this or we will assign this functions to our from and to. So id from and to. Okay, so you can pull your URI, the latest version, the stable version from jQuery UI.com / download. And in a download here, I have already downloaded. Let me remove it. And quick downloads, you can download this stable version. So all the widgets are 1.12 stable and 1.11. So which one that you, this is the latest and it is the right now at the moment. This is stable. So let's download this one, stable one, and it will ask, I have already downloaded jQuery UI 1.12. You can see it will make a copy. So I will cancel it. Okay, so you can download. When we download this source, we have to extract this source. So it is in my downloads. Mm, here it is. So this one, so jQuery UI, and I have extracted this to that delete me this, and let's to extract to jQuery UI 1.12, and it will extract here. So in jQuery UI, so we need two files. This is a development, and this is a minified. So we need the minified version. The CSS, this is, you can see cascading style sheet. This is a CSS file, and this is the JavaScript file. jQuery UI, it's a JavaScript file. So we require both the files, jQuery and UI, and we will copy them, and we will come back to our C, XAMPP, HD docs, and smart expands public, and here we have a CSS. So copy this and let's extract cut this JavaScript file from here, and because this is copy, we need to copy this into our JavaScript directory. So we have a jQuery UI.min minified version, and in the CSS we have a jQuery UI.min. It is a minified version for CSS. Okay, good to go. And let's move to our editor. So we need to pull these two files in our headers and the script file. So the files are in our partial. So say here we have a head, and in head we will include this file, or we will create a link. So Control L and Control Shift D to duplicate the line. Just we need to see in the CSS, we have a file jQuery -ui dot min dot css. Save it, Control W to close this file, and in we will put our JavaScript in script file. So copy this, Control L to select, Control Shift to duplicate the line, and we will say in the JS directory there is a jQuery -ui dot min dot js file. So Control S to save, Control W to close it, and let's jump to our application, refresh the page, and we can see okay. Let's check our, let's close this partials. And in a PDF, we have a create period. Let's check input type text name from id is from. Okay, input type text name to id from. No, id will be to. Save it, and so there is an okay, control u. Let's check our file are included. Yes, css is included, and jQuery UI min.js, both the files are included, and we just need to create the functions to select this function when we select create. So by default it is only selecting the day. Okay, we need to create a URI function in our. So here we are in a create periods, and after that here we will not, because we are including this file in our categories and periods. So here we will include our script. So remember, in a partial we have in the main layouts. If I show you, we are yielding our script. So we can create a content section for this script. So why we create this? Because we want to only do a single where we want the script, so we can easily include that script on the particular file, not throughout this application. Only the particular file we can make include this script. So okay, section section is script, and we need to end this section. And here we say dollar, and string will be id is from is the name of id in our create periods. So will we use a date picker for that id, and we will give let's save it. End section section script. hmm. Oh, we have to initiate our jQuery first. So we can do like $ function. We can use document as well, just document, and dot ready. Then you can use your function. So we can also include like this way. So $, and we will say a function, anonymous function, and this function. So we will close this bracket here. FUNCTION. And before also doing this one, we have to make it in our script. So script, and and in a script we will create our function. So dollar, okay. Now let's in, uh, give the id from that we are. Let's pick the id that is the from. So this id we will pick in our this function. So we will pick id, and we'll use a pound sign id, which is from. So from dot date, date picker, and let's close this statement. Okay, let's save it and check in our browser. So now we are accessing our date. So see, we are getting the from value input, but not to value, and we can do the same for our to. So let's copy from here and give an other function. So this time we will, but not the function, only this one. Let's remove it. We required only this because we have we have declare our jQuery first. So let's copy this function from, and we will do for our to. So change it to from to, and it will work. Okay. So refresh and see we have a date picker in our from and to. Okay. So there is a May 2008, and we cannot change here. There is no sign, but we can change the month, and here we make an other style. Okay, we can use default date, and we can give a string, so which is a plus 1, week, month, or year. So it's depend on you which one you use a default date. So let's see, we give a week, and there are some parameters that I need to give. So I am right now copying and pasting it. Okay, so we have a parameter for date picker, that is the default date we will be a 1 week, and the change month, so we can change month is 2. If we make it false, so it will not allow us to change the month. So the user can change the month, and the number of month is 1, and the change year is 2. So user can also change the year. So date format is year, month, date, and save it. And let's check to our browser here. We will have an option of change month and change year. So refresh, select your page. See, we have a change month option, and we have a option to change our year, but not here, right? You can see. So in a to form, so we can do the same in our to. So save it, refresh. So here we can do it. Okay, and other parameter that we will pass, we say on close when you have select the date and it will close, we call a function and we give the selected data. You can name, give it any value here. So when on close, there is a function, closure functions, and we have the selected data. So to the this two dot date picker option, we have to give an option which is a min date and which is applied to selected date. Means that when we select from date, it should be minimum from to date. It will be not the case that the date that we are selecting right here from range, it should be minimum from this one. Otherwise you have a maximum date right here, and because we are saying from to, so this shade should be minimum and minimum from 2 days. So we have to give in close on close when we select date, and it will, when we select the date, right, let's I select the date, and when it is closed, it should be minimum from this date. So this is the one. And in the same way we will have to do it for two. When we select the to date, uh let's copy the all, and there is some mistake. There, I think there is a syntax line error. Let's copy the fresh and remove this code. Okay, paste it. So in our two, so on close, when we select the date from in our to field, so it must be maximum from this date. From the date picker option will be maximum. So this, when we select this date, so it should be maximum from the from date, which is we are saying from to date picker is max date. And these are the functions that you can see in date picker URI. So you can go to jqueryui.com date picker, and they will, or you can go to api.jqueryui.com. So in a documentation, and we can see the different parameters that we can use for our date picker widget. So here that we have recently used default date, we can see I have opened a date picker. Let me show you the, where is all here. So this is the default date when you open in a new tab. So they have given a very handy uh, description and detail. So see, when we use our default date, so we can use a year, month, or week. So D for days, and for example 1 month 7 days. And in the same way that we are using day, min date, so max date here, you can also check it. So max date, min date, so there we can apply the values to, we can set in our method. So min date and max date. So there are bundles much of information that you can see. So right now I am running out of time. So we'll see you in the next video. So we can use to pick, uh, we can pick the value from here and send to our farm. So stay tuned.